Hey, it's Jason from Bohemia Bees, and you all remember this, right? Let's tap into it and see what we got. The bourbon barrel, bourbon honey. Sounds good. All right, so we've got the bourbon barrel here in the shop. We're gonna go ahead and pull the bung hole and see what our honey looks like as it pours out of there. Hopefully it's not crystallized. That would be a travesty if we got to get crystallized honey out of a barrel like that. That would be fun. But we all have seen other people do it different ways. This is how we're gonna do it here. We're gonna let it drain into our max it uncapping tank and eventually screen it through here once. Wonder what the tastes like. I got a helper here today to help me with lifting it. And moving it around. But this is what it's going to be, bourbon honey. Let's dive into this and see what we got. All right, so we've got the bung hole. Remember, we coated the entire barrel with wax, and it looks like it's held up pretty well. So we didn't have any more seepage, which was good. We might have lost maybe a pound of honey or something like that through seepage when we first did it. But now that the barrel has swelled, which as you can see, it's kind of swelled underneath there because of it just looks really tight. It's not having any honey underneath the wax or anything like that. Let's start to chip away at our seal and see if we can get our bung hole out here. Let's see what we got. Look at the honey. Isn't that crazy? I think they make tools for this in the wine industry. A bung puller. So we're going to try to do with the channel locks. That's a little stiff in there still. I'm going to try to get a better grip on it and then turn it if I can without destroying it. Try and get this side, see if I can. Right?
It's tough. It's just moving this, yeah, it's just moving though.
Let's try to go straight on. Probably not going to do it, but I should try. I'm just breaking the wood.
Eventually.
Oh, it's creamed. It's creamed honey. Oh, it's like bourbon creamed honey. Holy crap, taste that. Taste that. All right, so we've got the bung hole out. You saw on the last bit, it took us a little bit of effort. We had a couple different techniques, but we finally figured it out. I got the bung hole. You're probably not going to see it, so let's go ahead and just put this down underneath here so you can see. And we're going to pull the plug, and it's creamed honey, but we're going to poke it and see if we can get some to drain out and warm it up, and it'll drip eventually. So let's get to work on that. Okay, so we've taken a different approach in trying to get that honey out of there. It is creamed inside the barrel. I'd love to be able to just cut the barrel in half and take out creamed honey. Unfortunately, in Maryland, we have to have a commercial kitchen license to sell creamed honey. And even though this probably would be consumed by me and some family and friends, I kind of would like to have the honey, the liquid honey. So we're going to go ahead and we put a bag over the barrel because, again, it's covered in wax. We put a heating blanket on the barrel, and we're going to let this sit overnight, come back tomorrow, and take a look and see what drains out. But so far, the initial read, the initial taste was that it was amazing. It was amazing as a creamed honey. Love to keep it, but we're going to go ahead and see if we can decrystallize it and turn it back into regular honey. Stay tuned, everyone. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Has gone through and has filled the bottom section of this tank. There's probably 3 to 4 gallons in there, maybe a little bit more. It doesn't appear that it's dripping too much more down. We have you can see some of the wood particulates, the charred wood pieces down in that we can screen out, but that's a good thing because that's where the goodness comes from. Let's test it again and see what you want to test it. Let's test it. Here we go. Wow. That is amazing. That is definitely a bourbon flavor. I mean, it's not a heavy alcohol taste, but it has a great kind of bourbon finish to it. The notes, it has like that kind of a little bit of a woody texture, or woody aroma to it from the inside of the barrel. It tastes amazing. I wish on this video I could share with you the taste because it tastes amazing. Okay, so now you're saying, what do you do now? Well, let's get this heating blanket off for a minute. I want to try and see what it did to the wax underneath. That's the reason why we put the bag on it. It looks like it melted the wax underneath it, which is a great thing. So it didn't melt and drip into the honey as bad. There's a couple pieces of wax down there and a couple remnants of wax, which we'll filter out. But what we're going to do next is we're going to take what's in here and drain it into a bucket. So let's get that going. Okay, so we've drained the bin and capping tank, and you can see we've got, well, pretty much the majority of the honey that we put in. We had a 5-gallon bucket that we had put in the barrel, and it's been sitting here for a couple days. We had a heating blanket, as we showed before, on the barrel, and then we just let it drop into this uncapping tank. And look at that. It dripped out, drained down. We have a couple little bit left in there. We got to push that out. Now we get to throw the heating blanket on the barrel and continue to decrystallize that bucket. Let's get to work on that. Okay, so we've transferred now the honey that was decrystallizing in here. And you can see some of the char on the side from the barrel over here. We've now put it into a final bottling bucket. And that's a hop screen. We use that for screening our honey because we can fill a 5-gallon bucket without worrying about clogging up. So now we're going to go in, completely finish straining this and get it ready for bottling. Okay, the time has come to bottle up this bourbon honey. If you've followed along with this process, it's been about a year-long process. In fact, I think, if I'm confident, I think I poured that barrel probably in October or mid to late October of 2023. It's October of 2024, and we have our bourbon honey in a barrel or in a bucket, so that we can pour bottles. It's been a trying process because we've never done it before, right? So what I would encourage those that are beekeepers that want to try something different it wasn't a difficult process, but because we didn't do it before, maybe it was seemed to be a difficult process, but it's pretty easy actually. We're just taking a charred barrel that had a freshly dumped bourbon barrel, and we filled it with honey, let it sit for a while. And I think that was actually the key to how ours became, I think, amazing. Ooh, that's good. I think the key to that is the length of time it sat in that barrel. So if you're doing this, if I had to give one tip, because it really isn't that complicated of a process, which is let the honey do its thing. Let the barrel do its thing. Let the bourbon barrel do its thing. Let's pour some honey. Bourbon barrel honey. Limited supply. If you know me, if you're local to me, we can get you some of this. Probably won't ship it, but we got a bucket of it. So about 5 gallons of bourbon barrel honey. Nothing like it. It's so good. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Hit like on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. That really helps me. I'm a small creator and I do bees. We do lots of bee videos. So if you're fascinated by bees, even if you're not a beekeeper and you just really like to follow along and see all the cool stuff we do in our apiary, hit the subscribe button down the corner down here. Make sure you like and comment how much you like bourbon honey or how much you like honey or bees in general. Help support us. That helps drive the algorithms. Let the big YouTube algorithms pick us up and share it with all your friends. Thanks for watching, everyone, here at Bohemia Apiary, where beekeeping is, well, more than a hobby. Sort of an obsession. Thanks for watching, everyone.